One of the questions we get asked the most here at Dome Shelter Australia is how much is a fabric shelter going to cost? We understand that for such a significant investment, you want transparency and peace of mind when it comes to pricing. But like a car or house, fabric shelters are usually built to suit an individual purpose rather than provided off the shelf. Because of this, it's hard to give a definitive answer before any consultation has taken place. My name is Brooke, and I'm a part of the customer service team here at Dome Shelter Australia. In this video, I'm going to talk about the key factors that contribute to the cost of a fabric shelter, so you can better understand what will be involved in your shelter purchase. The key factors that affect fabric shelter pricing are size, mounting and substructure type, location, certification, licensing requirements, installation, added extras. Each will influence the specifications of the shelter and decide the final cost. Some are less flexible, such as the site location or required shelter size. Others, including materials and non-standard extras, can change based on your budget and needs. While there are standard sizes for fabric shelters, like 6 by 6 metres or 12 by 12 metres, many are specially designed to suit a specific need. The intended use of the shelter will determine what the dimensions need to be, and whether a customised shelter will be needed over a stock standard size. Height, width and length requirements will all affect the eventual cost. A standard 6 by 6 metre shelter to protect a light vehicle from the elements is typically around the $6,000 to $7,000 price range. For a complex order, for example, one needed to house specific heavy vehicles, estimation becomes more complex and the cost will understandably increase. There are a few common substructures fabric shelters can be attached to. They are sea containers, steel posts, a combination of sea containers and steel posts, concrete walls, and truss frames. The cost will rely on the height of the structure. If shipping containers are used, for example, they may need to be stacked 2 or 3 high to achieve the correct height. Depending on the project requirements, shipping containers may give the most value for money because they can be fitted out as office space, storage, or other purposes. For a smaller project that doesn't need those variables, simple post mounts could suffice as the most cost-effective option. The method of securing the fabric structure to the substructure will also influence the cost. Welded brackets are the industry standard and least expensive, though they can be unreliable, with potential for error in the placement of the brackets that can lead to the roof structure being misaligned. At Dome Shelter Australia, we offer specially engineered welded and bolt lock mounting rails, which not only handle the roof load more effectively by spreading the load evenly along the rail, but are also pre-welded in the factory, eliminating the potential for costly error corrections on site. Location will affect cost of delivery as well as the required specifications of a fabric shelter. Wind region categories, terrain, and other natural factors can all impact how a shelter is engineered and therefore the overall price. Wind regions especially have a dramatic impact on the cost. The necessity for end walls or intensive hold down requirements can arise depending on wind severity. In the case of Dome Shelter Australia, our fabric shelters can be engineered to withstand up to Region D wind speeds. It's important to check a company's engineering and welding standards to decide whether their structure is appropriate for your proposed location. In some situations, building licensing requirements will mean engineering certifications must be provided before a shelter is constructed. This generally comes at an added cost. Dome Shelter Australia offers site-specific engineering, which starts from around $1,850 and can range up to $7,000 to $8,000, depending on the complexity and size of the project. Most fabric shelters can be installed with ease by your own crew. At Dome Shelter Australia, we provide detailed, easy-to-follow instructions with all our shelter kits and customer feedback indicates our structures are quick and easy to put together. Whether you opt to install yourself, have a specialist in-house installation crew included in your shelter purchase, or contract a third party to install the structure, will influence the overall cost of the project. It is also good to consider the hidden cost of installation time, and we strongly suggest looking into the kit you're purchasing. You may compare a shelter such as the 12 by 12 metre for instance. It's an industry standard size, and it may appear apples for apples, yet upfront costs may vary significantly. This could be the kit pieces, and dome shelter kits, for example, are often larger than many alternatives available in the industry, contributing to greater transport costs. However, we design our shelter kits this way purposefully, to create more benefits in the long run. Our larger kits are results of having fewer overall pieces, which improves structural strength and reduces installation times and costs once the shelter reaches site. A range of customisations can be made to create a fabric shelter that best suits your needs. These typically include end walls to enclose one or both ends of the structure, door systems built into end walls sized to suit personnel or machinery access, lighting, either LED floodlights or high bay lights for night works and increased visibility, guttering and downpipe systems for wet weather conditions, signage to promote your brand, and portable flooring solutions. Each of these will influence the eventual price of the structure. Although we know you want to simply know the price of a fabric structure, and we would equally like to give you one, with so many variables to consider, there is no simple answer. Standard 12 by 12 metre Dome Shelter Australia shelter kits, without customisations, can start at as little as $100 to $150 per square metre. However, the best way to know for sure is to reach out to an expert who can scope out your needs and provide you with an investment proposal.